And joining us today on our Book Talk segment, great to welcome a woman who's written a book that gives some good advice on finances. It's called Frugal. Excuse me, Frugal Isn't Cheap. Spend less, save more, and live better. We're joined by Clare Levison today from up in Virginia. Clare, thanks for being with us. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little allergies, as you heard there, but I'm doing okay. And had a chance to read through the book last night, and you provide some very good common sense when it comes to money, and it's good to have a book like that out there. You lay it on the line.
Yes. Well, I wrote the book because I really want people to embrace the concept that frugal isn't cheap. Because it isn't cheap, it's smart. And you really can spend less, save more, and live better.
You hear so much now of, obviously, the sad stories. Not only if you lost your job, that's one thing, but just people that are working that are in terrible debt, not only with their house, maybe credit cards, and you just can never get out of that. It's a big problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and, a lot of people hear that, spend less, save more, and live better. And they think, well, how is that possible? How am I going to spend less and live better? Because if I'm spending less, I'm not going to be able to buy all those things I want, all the stuff, that's so nice to have. So the way that you come to embrace the concept that you can spend less, save more, and live better is to start taking the emphasis off of all of the stuff, all of the possessions that we don't really need and that don't add value to our lives in the way that they hope it will. And start instead embracing the concept that the best things in life really are free. Those things are quality time, relationships, conversations. Those things don't cost any money, and they enhance our life in ways that, the possessions never could.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes it maybe more challenging nowadays, you see so many, advertisements of, you have to have this right now, or you got to buy it right away, and unfortunately, people go for that, and credit gets people into a lot of trouble. They think, well, it doesn't cost me any money now, I can hold off, but that's what gets you into trouble, isn't it?
Yes, and that's why one of the things that I advise is that, if you're having a problem with your spending, stay out of the mall. Stay off the online, shopping sites. Find other things to do with your time. Because a lot of times I think, shopping's like anything else that fills a need or people get bored. So find other things to do instead. Take a walk, call a friend, exercise, anything you can do to sort of take the emphasis off spending and put it on other things in your life.
Yeah, like the one tip you had, if you see something you think you really want, wait 24 hours and then see how much you want it the next day. That's a good tip.
That's right, because oftentimes we're looking for that instant gratification, and then we find out that purchase didn't really provide that for us anyway. The thrill of it wore off pretty quickly. So, yeah, I do advise, step back, take some time, think about it, decide if it's really worth it or not.
You have a good couple of chapters in there as well, and you hear more about it today because obviously in the workplace, the pension, that whole system is gone, so you got to save for your own retirement, and you have some good tips there as well. I think the savings challenge, you say 20%. That's the goal, right? Try and save 20% of your money?
That's right, and I think the easiest thing to do is just to have that money taken directly out of your paycheck, deposited directly into a bank account. I even advise that you keep your savings at a bank that's not your regular bank, so that you're able to make that clear distinction that this is not my spending money, this is my savings. I'm not going to dip into it every time I want something.
Yeah, that's good advice there, and it's a discipline, though, isn't it, Clare? I mean, it may be a little difficult at the beginning, but once you get it going, I've found that in my own personal finances. I say, well, I won't buy this now, and kind of stinks not to be able to do it. But then once you start saving the money, it kind of builds a momentum of its own, doesn't it?
That's right. I mean, it is a discipline, and a lot of times discipline is not fun. But like you said, the rewards are huge. To have a secure financial future is a huge peace of mind. And I'm not suggesting that everyone should scrimp today just to save for tomorrow. But there are some really exciting things that could be happening tomorrow. Things like purchasing a house or having a nice retirement. Those are things you can actually get excited and look forward to. And those can be great savings goals.
And you do say in the book, I mean, part of your, budgeting plan. I mean, save some money, put some money aside for spending. I mean, part of money is the use of money is to be able to do that. So you don't say don't buy anything. I mean, you allow for buying things occasionally, right?
That's right. But what I do like people to think about before they make purchases are the investment value of that purchase. Mm-hmm. So using your savings towards something like a home can be a wonderful investment. You don't want to start spending your savings on things that are just going to depreciate in value and not increase in value.
You have a good chapter in there as well, and I know you have young children, Claire, and about teaching your kids as early as possible, I guess, to save money, even when it comes down to their allowance, right?
That's right. The AICPA, which is an organization I'm affiliated with, it's the American Institute of CPAs, they did a survey and they found that only 1% of parents said their children were saving any of their allowance. So, we're not doing a very good job of teaching the next generation about saving. So what I encourage parents to do is to have frank discussions with their kids about their money. And also, kids are very smart. They're not going to go for the do as I say, not as I do kind of discipline. And so parents really need to be setting a good example for their children when it comes to saving as well.
Yeah, that's good advice. I know my parents, my grandparents, when we got a little money, they said, put some away. You can spend some of it. Obviously, that's when you're a kid, you can do that, but just have the at least the knowledge or awareness, put a little bit away. That's a good lesson to teach.
Right. I say it's like teaching your children to brush their teeth or to eat their vegetables. There's some good habits that you just want to instill in your children, and saving is definitely one of them.
Are you optimistic, Claire? I mean, you hear so many people going through tough financial time, and nobody's really immune to that, but I think you can get out of it quicker, right? Or maybe not be in as worse a shape, God willing, if you do have these disciplines with money, right?
I am really optimistic about it because I think that the tide is beginning to turn somewhat, and that being frugal is coming in vogue, so to speak. I talk in the book about how my dad was a frugal man, and I say he was frugal before frugal was cool. So I really feel optimistic about people embracing the fact that it's just not smart to blow your money. I mean, that's the bottom line. We all want to be smart people. We all want to have some fun and to have some nice things, but you really want to be smart about it. You want to have real wealth, which is solid savings accounts, solid investment accounts, debt-free. That's real wealth, not a bunch of stuff.
Name of the book is Frugal Isn't Cheap, Spend Less, Save More, and Live Better. We've been talking with Clare Levison today. She's a CPA. And Claire, give out a website, if you like, where the people can get the book or get a hold of you if they like.
Yes. I have a website, and it's ClareLevison.com, and that's ClareLevison.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Clare Levison, and I have a Facebook page, and that's Facebook.com/author Clare Levison, and the book is available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com as well.
Great. Claire, again, great advice in the book. It's one of those books you can kind of sit down and read through it pretty quick, but it's full of good nuggets of information, and appreciate you joining us, and hopefully we can talk to you again.
Thank you so much.